So a few weeks ago, I see this on my feed and I immediately get angry because I'm tired of men saying that women that are go-getters and women that are high earners are less attractive. Maybe this is a situation where put it in context and it makes more sense. Maybe someone pulled out a piece of what they're saying and didn't give the full color around what they were saying. I have no idea. Let's figure this out.
Men rise up, you have nothing but more options. As women rise up, they have very smaller options, and also a lot of the things that get them to those points negate them. The guys that are in the same space,
They don't want that.
they don't want it because they're like, oh, you're combative, and like you feel like you need to be a boss and all this other stuff, and like
You telling me what to do.
right, and I love you, and I think you might be great, etc. for somebody else, but you probably need a Robin.
It's crazy.
You don't need a Batman.
I actually had a woman tell me, she says, I got a good job, I make very, very good money, and she says, the only thing I need now is a man. It's like, yo, it's like, who wants you? Who wants you? You're right. Like, once you have achieved these things, you have unfortunately disqualified yourself.
Ooh,
and
shit.
And what it is these, and this is the thing, I'm not blaming
the
women.
women are gonna hate him for that shit.
No, see, they
are gonna hate him for that.
They should.
I can't wait to put this shit out.
They should love me
He
for
said
this
it,
shit.
ladies.
They should love me for this shit because the women, I don't think they understand that. And I don't blame the women for that. I blame these weak ass Negroes out here.
Fair.
Like, because these women, they don't want to wait. You got this social media phenomenon and they see this lifestyle. They don't want to wait to find you to build the lifestyle that they want. So they go out and build it themselves. And when they build it themselves, it's like, yo,
What I need you for?
what?
And see, it's
Do I agree with what he just said? Yes. Social media, I don't even think it's social media. I think it's just the women's movement. Women's progression in today's world has progressed so much, and ways are being made for women to succeed and to be CEOs of their own companies, of other companies, of small businesses that they did not start, of Fortune 500 companies. So the women's movement did that, not social media. But on the other hand, the more successful a woman becomes, does she become more unattractive? I don't really agree with that statement. I think they become more unattractive to certain men, which is what he was saying. But it's not something across the board. Absolutely not. Let's go.
some of that, and it's also upbringing as well, because it's a generational thing that's happening. Like right now, we're experiencing the generational wrath of what has happened prior. Like, is what we're seeing, because in these households, these women are being taught to prioritize their education. They're being taught to prioritize their job and their work.
They've had to.
They're being taught.
I'm throwing that out there that they've had to, especially women that look like us. Primarily because like they are the least protected in the United States.
Which makes sense. And they have, so what has happened is women have fallen out of trust with the masculine. And because they have fallen out of trust.
Guy that just said they had to is correct. Gone are the days where I can graduate high school and that be the only thing I needed to succeed and have my life almost set because I'm married. These days are gone. I think for Black women as well, we have been thrown on the deep end of the pool and no one taught us how to swim. What you see now, women at the helm of their career, pretty much at the top of their career, like charging forward, and now they're managers, they're directors, they're VPs, they're executive directors, they're CEOs, they're CMOs. We had to do that because if we didn't, no one aspires to be broke and asking for handouts. The only other option is to go and get it and go and make it happen for yourself, because we weren't born into trust funds. We weren't born into generational wealth. We were born into, if you want it, go and get it.
With the masculine, they have become the fucking masculine.
Yep.
And that is the biggest problem now. And that's why, a lot of these guys, I mean, this is going to be really controversial, but I just spoke to a brother that was talking about a guy that he knew that's in the league. And this guy that's in the league, he made the statement, and this is, oh man, it kind of hurt me.
Yeah.
He said, I would never date another black woman again. That's what he said. He said because these white women, they were groomed to be submissive, they were groomed to be feminine, and they were groomed to be this way to their man. Now here's the thing.
They also weren't groomed to be go-getters. I don't like generalizing things based off race too often. Men, let me talk to you for a second. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep making more money. We're gonna keep driving towards success. We're gonna keep going until the glass ceiling breaks and till we can get more women to where we are, period. So what actually the conversation you need to have is with other women. You can't have this conversation amongst men. You need to bring successful women to your podcast and have the discussion man to woman. Women now have realized, just because of what has happened with the women's movement, we can have it too. Why would you want to date a woman that has no ambition, that is less than you? I think that's more of a conversation that you need to address with your ego. It only points back to this forced, or you know what, to something that we were born into. We were born into this male dominant way of living, that the man has to make more money, that the man has to provide, that the man. This whole conversation that I can't date you because you make more money than me has layers to it. Is money the only thing that makes her unattractive? Is it her attitude and how she views herself? Does she carry herself in a domineering way? I am superior than you because I make more money. Then that's not a person you want to be around. I just think that there's a lot of things that they said that they could have clarified a lot more. What I will give them credit for is speaking from experience. And so I like that he tried dating a woman that makes more money than him. And not every guy is built for it. I honestly feel a bit shaded by men who say that the more successful a woman gets, the less attractive she becomes. It's a very rude statement, because it's like, well, first of all, who wants to be with an unsuccessful person? I don't. Second, who wants to be with someone who isn't going after what they want and doing well at it? Like, I mean, the only thing men should be doing to a woman like that is clapping, you know? From my perspective, what I do is very difficult, you know? And a lot of successful women, myself included, we are going up against the grain. We're in male-dominated fields. We're trailblazing through glass ceilings. And if that isn't already hard enough, we're having to give oxygen to men who think we're not attractive for doing the thing we were called to do just because we're good at it. This is the modern woman. The modern woman is a woman that works. She's probably single longer. She's one that can take care of herself financially. But don't take my word for it. I'm gonna phone a friend. I gotta have your thoughts on hypergamy and what you think dating a successful woman that makes more is like. And why do men think that successful women are less attractive? Talk to the people.
I don't think that they think they're less attractive. I think that it's new. It's so new, it scares them. Like they were never trained on this concept. The programming is that the man